Okay, welcome back, YouTube. This is another journaling video. I am psychedelic coach. I help people to use psychedelic and non-psychedelic tools in order to deal with ADHD, anxiety, depression, and also to do spiritual development. And in this video, like I said, it's a journaling video. And in the first little part of this video, I'm going to explain to you why and how I do journaling. So I do journaling because I have undiagnosed ADHD, and journaling helps me to keep focus on the things that I need to do during the day, the week, the month, the year. Really keeps me on track. Because if I don't have a journal like this, good luck trying to get me to achieve a goal or something, I really need to do stuff like this. So I do it for that reason. I also do it for mindfulness. When I'm journaling, I get a chance to analyze the ways in which I'm not performing as I would like, and or not doing the things that I would like. Maybe I'm focusing on something that I shouldn't be, and in that way, or in that sort of vein of thought, I get to sort of daily just be conscious about the things that I'm doing and realign on a day by day basis with the goals that I have, instead of realigning on like a 3 week basis or whatever. Right? You get off track in 3 weeks, but if you realign yourself every day, you keep more or less on the path. The other thing in terms of like spiritual development is you are very much in touch with your unconscious patterns when you're doing something like this, because you might have, like, let's say that I yesterday I fell off my diet and I missed the gym and I didn't do my afternoon sort of walk, which I normally like to do, which is very grounding and in nature and is very beneficial for me. Let's say I didn't do those things, and I was a bit bummed about it, or I didn't really understand how I missed those things. Right? Well, when you're doing a journal, you can go back and analyze why that happened, and you can find, oh, okay, it was X reason or it was reason, and that means that you slowly bring like these unconscious patterns which stop you from achieving your goals. Um, these unconscious patterns slowly get brought into the light or into the consciousness, and that means something like you understand them. And when you understand them, you naturally, just happens, you don't even have to try, you naturally foresee them coming and you avoid them in the future. So if you're doing this journaling on a day by day basis, you pick up on all those little unconscious patterns, you analyze them, and you avoid them in the future, basically. So if you're doing anything like skill development or you have a goal that you need to achieve, this kind of journaling can be really positive for you. On the anxiety and depression front, I have a lot of anxiety. I have top six, I have 94th percentile anxiety, according to certain psychological tests, which is not which is not an accolade that you want, um, and so that means it means something like only 6% of the population has more sort of negative emotion, like anxiety and negative thoughts and things like that, than I do, which is quite the burden in terms of trying to just get through your life. And so um, when I'm journaling, I really I feel more confident, and I just know that I've got a process. Like I can do this. I can figure this out. Like I just feel nothing nothing overwhelms me as much as it used to when I do this process. And when I'm not overwhelmed, and when I have like a system that I can fall back on to figure all this stuff out, it it stops me from spiraling into a depression. Because I think what happens is that, like, this is my experience. You tell me if it's something that you guys experience, but I think what happens is that in the past, before this, I might like have an unconscious moment that might like spiral into like 3 weeks of unconscious living and behavior. And all of a sudden, I'm unmotivated and I'm not working out and I'm not really paying attention to my girlfriend and I'm not really working. Um, I'm not really like sort of conscious about my decisions at work. I'm just on autopilot, right? I'm just sort of not being mindful. That's not being very mindful. And when that happens, it's quite easy to sort of like, when you have those unconscious moments that spiral into unconscious weeks and months, that's when you get depressed, or that's when I get depressed. So this journaling keeps me on track way before I even get anywhere near depression, right? So that's really, really useful. And what else am I going to tell you about this? I've designed a pretty, I think it's pretty cool, a pretty cool journaling process for myself. I'm a web developer by trade, so I know how to code, and so I just whipped up like a journaling, a set of journaling forms. And basically what I do is I journal every day in a 66-day cycle, and then at the end of that 66 days, I stop that sort of cycle of behaviors, and I start a new cycle of behaviors, and those new cycle of behaviors are building upon the previous cycle. So I'm slowly upgrading in every 66-day cycle. And the reason it's 66-day cycles is because neuroscientists, or some of them, say that that's the length of time that you need to rewire your brain, in terms of like hardwire new neurology into your brain. And the way that I interpret this is that your actions and behaviors and influences in your life get literally built into your physical neurology in your brain. And then the experience of your life is through that neurology, in a sense. Like, in a sense, um, all if you have a lot of negative patterns and they get built into your neurology, your experience of the world is negative. And so my thinking was, hey, how about I just change my behavior to be more positive for a period of 66 days, hardwire all that good stuff into my neurology, and in that way, I should sort of like level up my experience of life, right? Anxiety should be lower, depression should be way less likely and farther away. And guys, I think it's working. I think it's working. It's not like it just happens overnight, but it definitely helps. I am definitely way farther along in terms of my anxiety and just sort of general experience of the world. I'm way in a much better place than I was like um, at the beginning of the first cycle. I'm in my second cycle of 66 days, and I'm about sort of 10 or 12 days in, 10 days, I think. So I've been doing this kind of thing for about 76 days now, and it started to work after like 4 or 5 days. After 10 days, it continued to be awesome. And then I just carried on doing it. And I'm slowly able to do more of my goals, hit targets, hit KPIs, and just generally like have a better experience of the world. So that's enough of me rabbiting on. I am in a particular phase right now. I'm in phase 2, where I'm just sort of designing an ideal routine for this cycle. And each cycle, I like build in a routine which is sort of reflects whatever I'm trying to do, right? So if it's like learning Spanish and working out more and eating correctly and all this stuff, I just build it into this cycle's routine and set of behaviors. And that's what I do for the next 66 days or this cycle. And then next cycle, I'll up the ante on all those things and I'll get better at all those things that I am trying to do, and I'll change the routine, right? So every 66 days the routine changes. And so in this phase now, I'm just spending a few days like just sort of designing basically what kind of schedule it is that I want. So I'm in cycle two. I'm on day 10. It's February 18th, and I'm just gonna run through the kind of morning routine that I want to have, and you guys can watch along with me. So enjoy. I'll try and do some commentating. I'll try and commentate as I go, and just give some insights. But yeah, basically, you're just gonna watch me fill out this form from for the rest of this video. So you know, enjoy that. Um, Yeah, so I'm going to Latin America, South America later this year, and my Spanish is like kind of basic, so I need to like really up my game there. And I've been doing really well on that front. I've got a couple hundred hours of time in on Duolingo, but it's still not exactly where it needs to be. I have problems like with listening comprehension. I'm not bad at speaking, um, but my listening comprehension needs work. So 2 hours a day would be great. Sleep routine. So 2 to 3 hours before sleep, no screens. I need a coriander tea to sort of start to bring my energy levels down. I need a Orphic prayer. What else do I need here? I'm just gonna check. Just gonna check my notes from yesterday because I think I had this written down better. Oh yeah, a body scan meditation is kind of key. So a body scan meditation, this would be very useful for lower three chakra issues. Yeah, I don't have a lot of problems with the diet at the moment. It's kind of hard sometimes to keep on such like a strict sort of, I would call it boring diet. I really love eating like a steak and like a chicken breast, but it just does get a little bit boring sometimes. So I break it up a little bit, but it's pretty good. I'm pretty good with the diet. I could be better. I could be better at this. Maybe, maybe I need like the thing that would be good for me this cycle would be like just to have zero slip ups on the diet because I'm pretty freaking good at keeping my diet, guys, but maybe every week or two I have like a little sort of moment where I lapse. But it's gotten a lot better. I'm making progress, but I do feel like I need to like tighten the screws a little bit. And it's not even like it probably sounds maybe it sounds pedantic. I feel a little bit pedantic when I'm doing this extreme diet stuff, but um I think one of my things is to like one of my lessons here in this incarnation is to really go quite almost monastic in my diet, and that's just what I'm feeling. So I need to really tweak that to the monastic level. Monk mode. That's called monk mode, right? Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. And then also want to add in music and have a little fun. I'm very sort of like serious, like a lot of the time. Sometimes I'm a little too serious. I need to like lighten up a little bit. I want to add in music. I want to like have a little bit more fun. I wanna like be around art. I want to like take in, appreciate. I want to appreciate art more, right? Or even just a beautiful vista. I live at the beach, so I should be able to find a beautiful vista. But yeah, that's something I want to work in here. And is there anything else I want to write about? I also want to microdose psilocybin. That's going to be an important thing. I want to do some Reiki sessions this month. I want to do some essential oil therapy, right? Aromatherapy, basically. Aromatherapy, and that's also based on 3 chakras. I want to do some emotional journaling. This journaling is very like sort of like productive and like get shit done and like what are you gonna do, and but I also need to do like a little bit more emotional journaling, and I have been doing that the last few days. Just after my morning prayer, I'll do like just write down some notes and stuff about how I'm feeling, or sort of things that I'm worried about, or what have you. And there are also some ways I need to organize the things I'm worried about and need to prepare for. So, for example, like I actually have a system for dealing with things that I'm really worried about, that sort of irk me and make me sort of, the things that I can't, the things that keep me up at night. I have like a system for dealing with those. And there's a few things I've been a bit lax on it lately, but things are starting to mount up in terms of the things I need to do in order to like plan the travel that I've got this year, in terms of like what I'm going to do with like my various kind of visa situations, because I'm overseas at the moment, and sort of permanently am. Um, I also have like investments, time, and market cycles to figure out. And I also have all this stuff. I also have, all the content that I'm trying to produce, and also have some sort of like, sort of things that I'm not really sure. I'm kind of just doing them on faith. And I mean that sort of literal, like literally, like sort of faith based in like the prayers that I have, and the deity sort of influences, the Greeks would say the daimons, right? The daimons that I'm influenced by. And I'm kind of at a little bit of an odds with those, because I don't necessarily see the point in doing the things that some of my sort of spiritual insights and daimons might have me doing. Or it's not bad stuff or anything, but it's just like it's kind of annoying and expensive. so so I'm like, I don't want to do that. But I'm sort of having to deal with those. So anyway, I've got a system for this stuff, and it's like basically where you write down like what is the problem. One, right? Let's put a one in there, and then it's like what can be done about this problem. And then it's 3, when are you going to execute these solutions? So it goes something like that. And yeah, I need to do that, just because this kind of is a really good way to just sort of map out all the issues that I'm having, and really get into the fine detail of making sure that I get all my ducks in a row. And when you've got ADHD and you want to do a million things all at once, then this kind of level of planning is hard to do, and you have to like make yourself like sit down and do it. Maybe there's someone watching who doesn't have ADHD, and they don't understand that, man, when you have ADHD, it's hard to do fucking anything. But yeah, so this kind of process helps me like just work through the process by myself without anyone telling me to do it. Because actually, there's no one telling me to do it, right? It's all up to me. So yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna leave it there for now, and yeah, welcome to the little window into the crazy life that I lead. And this is very much like a stream of consciousness kind of series where I just hit record and start blabbing. So yeah, um, hopefully you're getting some value out of it. I would really like it if people could also use this journaling template, or if this doesn't seem like something that you are into in terms of your own journaling, why don't you tell me what kind of journaling template you would appreciate, and maybe I'll build it. One of the things that I'd like to do with this channel is to build a community around people with ADHD, people with spiritual leanings, people that need this kind of help, whether it's like journaling or like microdosing or macrodosing of psychedelics for trauma. All those kinds of things are all things within my purview and things that I'm interested in building a community around. So if you have some ideas about how this community should be, or if you just want to like, if you are also looking for people along these lines to sort of have an online community with, then subscribe, drop a comment, share it with someone who you think they may like it, and hit the like button, do all that cool stuff. If you got any value out of this video, then please help me by doing one of those things, because those actually do impact the channel very, very strongly, and they're easy for you to do. They are free, so I would very much appreciate it. But if you didn't get anything out of it, then like whatever, just ignore it. But yeah, I will. I will leave it there for now, guys. Good night. Take care. See you tomorrow.